When Lacey Peterson was found missing, which was all over the media, it was President Bush who signed into Congress the act, the Lacey and Connor Act, which then stated that if a fetus is harmed or killed, that person can then be charged with that murder. So how is it that we can have laws like that on our books where if a person commits a crime against a pregnant woman which results in the death of the fetus, that person can be charged with 2 crimes? Not just the death of the woman who carried the baby, but also the death of her unborn child. And yet we legalize it for the mother to do that. So it is wrong for a complete stranger to commit that act, but we legalize it for the mother. That does not even bring into question where are the rights of the father. Why is it that the mother has that right? Simply because it is her body. She was not the only person present at that time of conception, so why is she the only person who has that right to make that decision? That is something that I believe our country absolutely needs to change. I'm also going to speak to you tonight about abortion, where my sister had decided when she was 20 years old that she found herself pregnant by someone she knew she was not going to spend the rest of her life with. So this was a pregnancy of inconvenience. So she had terminated that pregnancy. I was with her moments after that had happened. And I've been with her since, and we have discussed at length my decision to carry my babies full term and give up for adoption. Her decision, being faced with an unwanted pregnancy, to abort the child, and the absolute complications that she has faced ever since that decision. She has faced numerous psychological difficulties as a result of that decision. She has faced health conditions that she would not have been faced with had she not made that decision. And she has regretted her decision ever since that day. I have never regretted my decision. I've had no complications bringing those children to full term. So the argument that the one side would say that it is a woman's right and that there are no consequences, she just ends the pregnancy and goes about her life, I think leaves our women so completely uninformed that we allow them to believe that they can terminate a pregnancy, walk away from it, and have 0 consequences facing them. I have held my sister while she's cried herself to sleep at night over dreams that she cannot stop having. I have watched women cry because they can't get the cry of the baby out of their head. And it is so sad to me that we do not inform the women who walk into those clinics of what they will face, that simply because that pregnancy has been terminated, the lasting effects that will walk with them for the rest of their lives. I'm sure there are those few women out there who have had an abortion and have had 0 effects by it. I don't believe that that's many. I would believe that that is probably less than 0.5%. So I hope tonight, as I've spoken to you about this topic, that you have seen that although you may find yourself with an unwanted pregnancy or know someone who has an unwanted pregnancy, we have so many people in our country who desire to adopt, who find themselves unable to have children, and would love the opportunity, just as my pastor and his wife did, to adopt and bring loving children up who are wanted and desired and needed in order to complete their family. And yes, there are times where a mother's health may be at risk, but that is something that we need to address at that time. We should not allow women to terminate a pregnancy simply because it is the wrong time. It is not good for their career. Was not someone that they fell in love with. Because when you find that there are so many people out there desiring to have a child, then I think we can take a different look at it instead of saying that these children are unwanted. I believe every child should be wanted. And I have to ask myself, who are we killing? Who are we terminating? Is this the next doctor who would have found the cure for cancer? Was this the next president? Was this someone who found the cure for some disease that we have yet to find? Whose lives are we ending? When we are committing 43 million abortions globally, annually, I think that is abhorrent. And I think those consequences are going to befall our nation, our country, our world. Because I don't believe that we can live in a world where we can do such atrocities and not expect some sort of retribution, whatever that would be. Children should be loved and cared for. And if you find that you cannot be that person, have the courage to give that child up for adoption, but please don't kill that child. Give it a chance. Give it a chance to mature and become somebody. Bless another family. Bless someone who finds themselves unable to have a child. But don't commit an act that you will regret for the rest of your life. Thank you.